we've come about 10 miles, something like that, about 14 kilometres from the campsite to Jelling, spelt with a J. And it's a little town where there's a museum. We've parked on a motorhome car parking area, which is rather good. And they've got ahead of me because this is take two. It's a chilly morning, I've got my coat on. But it's slightly cloudy. The sun's gone in for a minute. But mid-September 2025, I'm going to catch the others up and we'll see you at the museum. They're doing some out-of-season construction. There's the parking over there. Bob's van's just the other side of ours. It looks like they're making a really nice children's playground here. There's lots of footings and foundations gone in for something else by the looks of it. But, and this side as well. A couple of old crows over here. Yeah, I think Sue didn't hear me say that, so I'm alright, I'm in the clear. Let's go in the museum and see what we can find. So it's a UNESCO site, it's full of history just here. Just looking at the map. Pictures here of some of the stones of Jelling and the mounds.
Doesn't that remind you of Sutton Hoo, Trev?
Yeah, it does remind me of Sutton Hoo. Yeah, very much of the same culture, isn't it?
Yeah. You can go in the church or go in that.
And there's a picture of the church just on the next board here. A modern monument of these columns where Harold's enormous oak wall used to stand. Decorated rock. Come up on the roof terrace here and you can see from the roof of the museum building all the site. This here is the church, and in these interactive binoculars beside us you can look at this area and press a button and it shows you pictures of what it was like over the years. Incredible, very, very clever. This is one of the interactive binoculars in this post here, and you literally point it in the direction of the mound and the church just there, and there's a roof terrace. It does show you this really important part of the site, where the church was. It was originally a wooden building. Over the years it's been a religious site for way back from the 900s. There's a burial mound. Beautifully kept. And in the distance you can see the where the wall used to be. Up here. Walk into the church now. Little grave sites, beautifully tended. Little box hedges. Both sides here. The stones outside the church are encased in glass to protect them from the weather. And this is one of the mounds. Look at the many steps. See the church from up here. So he said there's 50 steps. And the museum building is there. So we've been walking about for the last half an hour or so with the dogs. Went back to the van and got them. And we've come over to the one side of this huge estate, and or the UNESCO site, and this is the northern gate, and they've marked on the tiles on the ground here where that gate would have been. And I'll put a picture of the wooden wall right up on screen now, and that's what would have been here where these pillars are. All the way around, in both directions here, all the way around this site, which was owned by the king. And just over here to the right, where these tiles are angled, there's a V shape. Now this is the bow of a longship which was buried here, just in front of the big mound in the distance there. So, and Sue, Bob and Jenny are looking at the information board just there. It was time for us to leave Rees Ferry Park, a caravan and motorhome club listed site. Really enjoyed it here. It was closing the day we were leaving, so we had to move on. We were heading north on the island of Jutland, quite a long journey north to what Sue called the pointy bit, which is right at the top of Denmark, probably the furthest from home that we'd been. So we got on the road. It was a good 3.5 to 4 hours drive. We had a couple of breaks along the way, as Bob was going to lead us this time, and he took us up along the most direct route, to be fair, north to Skagen. And this is the town of Skagen, very, very pretty. See a little bit of that later in the video, hopefully. The campsite we were on was a first camp, part of the group of campsites that we'd visited the previous year, so we were pretty sure we were going to get a good sign. And here we are, arriving at Grenen Strand. Good afternoon. We've had a 4-hour journey today, and we've driven from Rees Ferry Park, which was near Jelling, in the middle of the island, and we've come right to the pointy bit, Skagen. We're parked here together just next to the sand dune, and I'll turn you around and you can see the little path that we walked through to the water. A Smurf behind us there. Here's the little path. Now I'm going to go through this little gap in the sand dunes, and here we are. Just had to switch my camera off because there were some people, and lots of these defences, ships everywhere, and yep. And in the distance, there's a low end of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, more than a dozen ships that are all moored out there. I don't know what they're doing, whether they're waiting to come in, to go out, or what they're doing. But there's another bunker here. There's another one to the right as well. Wow, what a beach. And we're just on the east side. I'll show you on a map. They say this is where the North Sea and the Baltic Sea meet. But we're just round the corner of the point, and presumably in the this will be the Baltic Sea. But there are lots of currents, so there's no swimming, and I wouldn't want to swim in there. Looks a bit choppy to me. If I just zoom out a little bit, you'll see the water is quite windy behind me. So we'll wander along the coast this way a little bit, I think, this time, and then I'm going to try and get the bike off a little later and go for a little ride on the bikes. We did come through Skagen. Might have seen a little bit of footage of that as we approached this campsite. But it's nicely tucked behind the sand dune here, so the wind's not too much. But if you get on the tops, the wind's blowing a hoolie. There's a little bit about the bunkers. You can see the campsite in the top left corner of this picture. I'll let you freeze frame and read it. It talks about the battery was armed with 12cm coastal guns with a range of 10 kilometres, and the guns were borrowed from the Danish armed forces who were ready for action in June 1940. Obviously protecting the sand dunes from the water here. A lot of currents because of the joining of the two seas. Lots of currents, so you're not allowed to swim. But Sue said, is paddling allowed? I think you're allowed to paddle, especially in little bits like this. That wouldn't hurt, would it? I've come up onto the dune again, across this little bridge. And there's a little set of steps we can get on top of the bunker. And there's picnic tables up here. So you can have your picnic up here. Oh, let's go, went straight up. Well done, boy. I didn't think you'd make those steps. He surprises you sometimes, you know. He's 16 and he'll have days when he really doesn't want to do much. But you show him a beach and he turns into a puppy again. Now look at that. You can see Smurf over here. Out of breath climbing the dune. So there's Smurf over here. And then we'll pan round slowly so you can see a lighthouse. You can walk down to that later. And then you've got the bunkers that we just looked at down on the beach. Oop, Oscar's pulling me. If I zoom out a bit. There we are. You can see roughly where we are. There's the lighthouse disappearing in the distance, and the others have come up to join me, Bob and Sue. And around this side, it's quite a bit of industry around here by the looks of things. Let's go over the other side. We're on the roof of the bunker. Big old thick concrete, no doubt. And over here, there's quite a bit of industry. I don't think you can see this. A really angry looking sky over there. But if I zoom in, you can see there's some ships. Industry in the distance there under that cloud. Sorry about the waggly camera. My little Oscar is trying to go and find Sue over the other side. But yeah. And then round to my right, if I go really slowly. To my right here, there's some playing fields. Oh, there they are, playing fields, and then the campsite. So we're not far from, we're literally on the beach just outside the dunes. We've walked probably half a mile down the beach here, and beautiful sand and shingle. Trying to get to this lighthouse. You know what it's like when you walk along the beach and you think, well, that lighthouse is only over there. Half an hour later, it's still over there. We'll get there soon, I'm sure. It looks even further away on camera. Sue and Bob are walking away. If you're wondering where Jenny is, Jenny's got a bit of a migraine, so she's having a lay down this afternoon, and I'm sure she'll be fine a little later. She's getting some rest. Bob's Creative Technology Take 2. Step 1. Place the camera and gimbal in the sand. Step 2. Lay down on the sand and make an OK symbol while the camera follows you. Step 3. Wait for the prompt from Bob.
Yeah, that should do it.
Getting closer to the lighthouse. Feels like I've been walking to this lighthouse for days.
I want this TDA when it gets back. Funny. Loads over there now.
Let's seal it.
We made it to the lighthouse just as it started to pour with rain, so it was worth it. Yeah, quite high. Well, it is brightening up a bit, but it's still raining, and we're walking back along the cycle path, and it's behind us now. The lighthouse is right behind us now in the distance, and we reckon it's about a 15-minute walk back. Oscar's not too happy. Right, the bikes are out again. We're both off, aren't we, Bob?
Yeah, I'm looking into the sunset here.
So where are we going?
Nordstrand, I think it is.
Which is the
west of here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we're on the east coast of what we call the pointy bit, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Skagen?
Skagen.
Yeah. It's spelt Skagen,
Yeah.
but it's Skagen.
Yeah.
We're on the east coast here. We're going to go across the pointy bit to the west coast,
Yeah.
which they call North Strand.
Yeah.
Or Nordstrand.
It'll all make perfect sense eventually.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll put a map on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get on the road.
All right.
So here we are, northern tip of Denmark. We're currently over here, along here. So we're just reading this, and it says that many people believe that Denmark's absolute northernmost point is where at Grenen, where we're camped, of course, and that's where the two seas meet. But it's not quite true, because the most northern point is here at North Beach. So we're going to go and have a quick look, I think. Yeah. I've just left Bob looking after the bikes, and I've come down to the beach here, and not realising that we've got miles of sand dunes, and then a long way down to the water. I'll just go as far as the life belt there, so we get an idea of the scale of this beach. It's massive, and Strangely, there's not a breath of air down here. We're sheltered from all the sand dunes. The sun is beginning to go down. It's now 7:15 in the evening. But this is lovely. Oh, wow. It's just so tranquil. There's birds on the beach. There's the odd hardy fisherman down there. And if we were to continue down here, we would come to the point which we're going to show you tomorrow. We're saving that for when all four of us are together. Look how long my shadow is now. The way the sun is really going down. But the beaches on this side of the northern Denmark and Skagen are just, or Skagen, just enormous. And this goes all the way down the coast, behind me as well, in the southerly direction. The sands move and the dunes grow and move as well. Amazing. It's nature at its best, really. Just beyond the dunes here is where the little car park is, where Bob's waiting for me. But we just felt that we wanted to come down here. It's the golden hour, and the sun's right low. The grasses are shining in the late day sun, the evening sun. I don't know if you picked that up on camera, but the golden green grass. It's amazing. Quite something. Have you worked out what it is, Bob?
It's a trebuchet.
It's a
You know
what?
what it is?
A trebuchet?
Trebuchet, yeah.
Oh, trebuchet.
Yeah, trebuchet. It's a catapult, if you like. They put a burning pyre in that end there.
Yeah.
And there's a weight on this side.
Yes.
They pull that down and then let go, and the whole thing springs back and it flings that over the top.
All right.
Used to use it to bombard castles.
Oh. Wonder why it's here.
Don't know. Maybe they had one here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's aimed at the harbour.
I see. Yeah.
So if anyone took the harbour, maybe they could fling piles of molten stuff at them.
Yeah. Yes. Never seen one before. And here's a view from the top. We're back just before sun is setting. And there was a couple of rainbows out there as well. But sun setting behind me, down behind me there. We've just got the job of loading all the bikes up and making them safe again tonight, because tomorrow I think we're going to go walking rather than cycling. So getting back on the back of the van now. It's a very windy day today, even though we're protected by these dunes. It's a very windy day, and Bob has offered to take us down to the car park, down at the other end, so that we can go and see the pointy bit. He's packing his van up, we've put the bikes back on, and he's put nets back over to protect the cover, and he's just putting the seats out so that we can get in. But we do think we're quite sheltered here, so we're preparing for a good old blow down there. 45 miles an hour apparently. And we decided to have a ride on here on the tractor. Well, we've got about 15 minutes left. We're going to go in the drive. Well, he started the engine, and we're on the tractor magical mystery tour of Skagen in Denmark. And I know I've said that wrong. Bob will correct me later. There's a little cafe over here which we might, when we've got well soaked, we might go in there and have a coffee and feel sorry for ourselves. So we'll come back to you once we start getting moving. The driver's just going to come and check our tickets, I think. You wait 20 minutes and 2 tractors turn up. Going past the little motorhome air and up the hill. Sorry about the spots on the window. We're going through the dunes now. All very exciting. We've been driving along for about 10 minutes and we're still going through this wild wasteland which was beach, and we're now coming out into the open, and the first thing I see is hundreds of birds. There's an awful lot of birds out there. Well, I didn't realise we were coming on a boat. It's quite bumpy. Hopefully you can see through the spots in the rain. That's the sea out there. Oh, trying to hang on. And the sounds. Point now. There's Bob and Jenny.
You're getting quite close.
Alright, Sue. Enjoying it?
Yeah.
Right, this is where the 2 seas meet. You've got the North Sea and the Baltic Sea. And there's a couple of brave soldiers out there. I'm glad we're in the dry. Well, we've disembarked the tractor and the trailer, and as you can see, this is where the sound gets very difficult indeed. There's sand flying around and the wind is gusting, we think to 40 to 50 miles per hour, but we're approaching the area just down here where those birds are, where the North Sea and the Baltic Sea converge, and this is what it's all about. To the left is the North Sea, to the right is the Baltic Sea. So I'll let you watch this little bit of footage, and you just see how impressive and how dramatic this was. Quite fun, although we couldn't hardly hear ourselves think on this beach. It was amazing. do you think then?
That's fabulous. That's like an aurora moment.
Was it?
Yeah.
Aurora moment, yeah. A bit like in Norway when the aurora came up. This being stormy, the drama of the two seas
Yeah.
was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I capture that moment.
You see the different directions the waves go. One's coming this way and that one's going that way.
Yeah. So that's the Baltic Sea from the right and the North Sea from the left.
Yeah.
And we're now back on the tractor, heading back hopefully to the cafe.
It's our treat.
It's our treat, yeah, definitely our treat.